go. It's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I got a good one for you today. We're in the Type 63 All-Tier 8 battle here on Himmels Berlindorf. What did we spawn into? We spawned over on the east side, and we're going to head into the heavy brawl. So we're going to check this game out. All-Tier 8s, quite a few heavies over there on both teams, actually. A little bit unusual. It's not completely filled up with TDs. In fact, there's only, what, 2 TDs on each side. So we're going to cruise over here and get into the brawl and see what we can do with the hold down. Is it a monster? I don't know if this is a monster. Oh boy, what did we hit? Don't know. No idea. Is this a monster? I mean, it's okay, hold down, I guess. In the right situation, it's pretty good. The turret does have a few weaknesses. There's a little crease between the mantlet and the outside of the turret where the kind of oscillating turret thing happens. There's about 2.5 pixels that people can shoot you there, and man, did they figure that out. At least against me they did. We're going to shoot this guy right in. We're going to try to. Right in the front of that turret. It's not that strong, actually, if you can get on the flatter bit of the front of the IS-6 turret with decent heat, and this has decent heat. You should be able to pen it. There's also a weak spot hatch on top. You're going to see me abuse this poor guy doing this right here. Here's the hold down where it really works nicely. He's not paying attention, and we drop 326 on the silly hatch. They got a BZ-176, so they've got the great big old slappy gun that you want to watch out for. We don't happen to have a big slappy gun, but we do have a double barrel. We have an autoloader potentially if the 105-1000 is using that and not the cyclical. We have 2 Borosks autoloaders, a Lorraine autoloader, a Emil autoloader, Shrek, which might as well be an autoloader. What do they got? They got the big cannon, they got the Contheva with the double barrel, and they're kind of hurting a bit. They got 2 KV5s and an IS-6. They got 2 Borosks, also autoloaders, a 40T autoloader, a Emil, a Progetto, both autoloaders. You get the picture, right? We have a significant amount of firepower here at Tier 8 to just delete people, 100%. So the mediums are not doing so good down the south. You'll notice that they're sort of overpowering us. All of our guys are sort of scattered around playing snipper, snapper, snipper, snappies. And it's not going well for them over there. Just keep an eye on what's going on in the south. But for now, I'm trying to figure out how we can take on this BZ. I don't want him to just drive up and over and slap me. But he thinks better of pushing up and over. And I'd love to find a way to get rid of this IS-6 if I could. Well, he sneaks away. The 105/1000 wants me to withdraw. There's no way. There's no place to go anyway. If I try to run away, I'm going to get shot in the side, or potentially the BZ will come up and over. He probably still has rockets. We're going to get a sneaky shot here. Nope, maybe that's later. Not penetrated. A little bit of a rush job there. Here comes the BZ-176. I do not want to allow him to get some cheesy shot. The guys over on my right are doing a decent job, but they are facing the 2 KV5s, and they got a 40T over there. Plus, one of our mediums has fallen. And look at the Lorraine. Great. There's a Lorraine back there. Notice in the south, nothing good is happening over here, fellas. You can see that. We're starting to get outflanked, and that's going to create crossfires. And we don't have a lot of guys down there anyway. So the enemy team is really in a bit of a better position. The BZ is pushing up in there. Man, I just don't want him to come around there and slap me. He thinks better of it because a couple guys are making moves. I'm hoping he shoots, but it doesn't look like he has. And then the IS-6 makes kind of a dumb move. Comes up here, I'm not really sure what he's doing, and we sneak a kill on him. Good news is the BZ didn't also push at the same time. Looks like he'd already backed around the corner, really didn't notice or wasn't ready for what the IS-6 did. Couldn't take advantage of the 2 of us shooting and maybe come in there and slap the Contra or me. But again, the Contradictus is running 2 barrels, so his willingness to walk into 2 barrels is not very high. This is a problem right now in the game with the autoloaders and the high alpha guns and the double barrels and yada yada. Making a move, looking for a trade is not easy these days. It really isn't, especially considering some of the tanks that are out there. So I'm lifting up or zooming out right there. What I'm looking for is trying to see where the hole of the BZ is and where his turret is. And I can tell he's looking at us, and I'm also noticing the 105-1000 is going to make a move. Now watch what he does. He slaps him with 1 shell. BZ is turning, so this is going to give me an opportunity. I know they turn pretty slowly. Watch, he's going to try to get turned around. But I'm able to pop in there, take a shot, get a nice low roll at 306, shift left a bit, try to get out of the way of the Contradictus. He comes in and slaps 720 onto the 105-1000. I'm going to come in here. We're going to try to get a shot on him, but he already died. And of course, now if we look over here in the south, it's gone from bad to worse at this point. This is not good at all. I don't really expect the Shrek or the Scorpion to last very much longer. We need to clean up the Lorraine and the KV5 if we can and get out of here. So I'm going to come around here. We're going to see what we can do. The Contradictus is getting shot from the other side, it looks like. KV5 is right here, so we're going to zoom in, go after R2-D2, back out. Hopefully we don't get shot from the left. Okay, we do, but we only get a track. Thank goodness. 40T runs away. That's a problem for me in a minute. And I've got 1,500 damage. It's even, more or less, 6-7. We've lost the south. We've won the north. Really, everybody now should go back to cap. Just pay attention to what goes on here. And it's what I was talking about earlier. Autoloaders, high alpha guns, the ease with which you can be taken out of this game is pretty incredible. I'm going to come around here, take a stab at him. On the move. Okay, I get a bounce. Great. Little kind of a piddly 250 alpha on that poor CS52C. That's that fast tank. Now, I know this perch is a decent place to kind of defend the cap, so I'm hoping I can get over here and maybe do some damage. But look what they've got down there, fellas. A Barask, a Progetto, a Meal. All autoloaders. Then they got the Scorpion with the big gun, the Shrek with the fast-firing cannon, and, of course, the CS52C, which is the odd man out in this case, and what is left in this game. So I'll come around this corner and check this out. All right, I just got hit by the Lorraine. Thank goodness he didn't damage me, although it's not going to matter. You'll notice it is 1036, right? It is currently 1036. Just got hit by the Lorraine. No damage. Okay. Lorraine again. Crit damage. Lucky, I guess. Not really. You'll know what I'm talking about in a second. Okay, there's 319 from the Lorraine. So 3 shots from the Lorraine. It's now 1030, right? We started this at 36. Progetto, 255. Progetto, 267. Progetto, 745. There's his 3 shells. All penned, all hit, all penned. Like I said, thank goodness the Lorraine didn't pen those first 2. I'm out of the game right there in about 8 seconds, right? 36 down to 24. Well, never fear, guys. Never fear. There's plenty of autoloaders to go around. Okay, good. We're fixed. Let's get back. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I ran into something. 36 to 50. 36 to 15. So, math in public, what, 21 seconds or so? Get me back to 1036. 21 seconds. 1,500 hit points. 21 seconds. Sorry, 1,610 hit points. I'm looking at my damage. 1,610 hit points gone. Only lucky that I wasn't killed about, what, 6 or 7 seconds earlier because the Lorraine happened to get a couple crits with no damage in there. Although he did track me, which caused me to use my kit, which then caused me to get tracked later and then have to wait and blah, blah, blah. Just the game state now, fellas, it's incredible. This game, how many autoloaders on each side? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll count the double barrel as a autoloader. 5. 6 on one side. We'll count the double barrels as well, like I said. So 1, 2, 3, 4, counting the 105. Don't know if he had it, but he can. 6, 7 on the other side. Plus the BZ thing. It's wild these days. It's just not even the same game. So what do? Make a video and whine about it? Absolutely. That's what we just did. You can do that. But what do you do as a player? I'm sort of asking you the question because I don't know what the answer is. These kinds of things, this kind of thing right here just makes me, more often than not these days, I just turn the game off and walk away. Just turn the game off because I played a pretty good game in the brawl down there. We ended up winning it. I won the flank, worked the game as best I could, and I'm just trying to get repositioned and just get absolutely ganked. Absolutely ganked. Was it a bit of unluck? You bet. The Lorraine sort of showing up there, and he died pretty quickly. The Lorraine showing up there was bad, and the other guy saw me, and then autoloaders coming from every direction. But had those just been cyclical guns, I have a chance to get out of that and get away with it with a few hit points. But there's so many autoloaders, and everybody's playing them. They're very popular. Some of the most popular tanks out there, especially the Meal. The Meal and the Progetto, absolutely extremely popular. The BZ with the high alpha, very popular. Anything with 2 barrels and more than 1 shot with burst damage of some kind. And that's where the game is. All that does is accelerate and accelerate and accelerate, and you can lose hit points so fast. And it's no wonder people are so cautious and campy, because it's repositioning or moving. You take a big lumbering tank like this, and actually this is relatively fast heavy, to be honest with you. And then in, what did I say, 21 seconds or 30 or whatever it was, all my hit points gone out of the game. No chance to sort of try to bring this thing back. We ended up losing this game because they just swarmed us with all the autoloaders, all of our lights and mediums, other than one Borosk. Well, I guess Lorraine's alive too. Was he still camping in the back? Yeah, perfect. He's got the arty covered back here. Oh man, I don't know. What do you guys do? Do you embrace it? Do you play these tanks? Just say, all right, I'll just play the popular ones, the burst damage tanks. They're selling the Borosk right now, so if you need a Borosk, you can go buy that bad boy right now. It's very frustrating, though. It really is. And it makes playing the cyclical guns, especially in situations where the autoloaders can get around you like that and get to you from a couple directions, it's unbelievably frustrating. You just can't, it's very difficult to get away from them. And then when you're low hit points, if I'm 500 hit points, tier 8 in this tank, and I'm playing another cyclical tank other than maybe something like a BZ-176, I can plan trades and potentially make a poke and a push and get away with it. But if I do that with an autoloader, I don't get away with it. Nearly any autoloader kills at tier 8. Nearly any autoloader, other than some of the scouts and things, and even them probably just take 3 shots. Just about every autoloader and double barrel tank will take you out in that situation. Even if you get a hit on them, if you don't kill them, they have the burst to get rid of you before you can reload. That is a very frustrating thing. And it's interesting how, especially with the Borosk and the Progetto, how they've really mitigated the negative of having the autoloader, which used to be a long reload. They are relatively long reloads, but they're not really that long. And in the case of the Progetto and a lot of tanks like it, they don't really have that because it's an auto reloader as opposed to an auto loader, which means they're going to get a shell relatively quickly, roughly within the time frame of a cyclical gun. And then if you leave them alone for long enough, now they've got that burst back. It's a frustrating thing to play against, and I really think there's nothing to be done for it, but I think it's definitely the case that Wargaming has just allowed it to proliferate, and it makes some money, and there's all the things we talked about in the past of why it's happening. But it's very frustrating. I think it causes people to leave, causes players to give up, especially if they're new and they're coming to tier 8 and they're trying to, imagine you're trying to grind the IS-3 line. You're trying to grind the T-44 line, whatever medium that goes to. You're trying to grind the 110E5 American line. You'll want some of these older cyclical gun heavies or even mediums, and you keep running into guys in these Progettos and Borosks and double barrel tanks and autoloader, loader, reloaders. That has to, especially being brand new, that has to not be very much fun. It's not fun for me. I bet for the new guys, it's extremely frustrating. Well, you say you could go down one of the lines that has an autoloader. Go down the Italian line for the Pantera. Well, okay, you're driving a Pantera now, which is just a much worse Progetto. It's crazy. The premium thing, the autoloader, loader, reloader, the massive alpha, the allowing that to just fester into a giant canker on the arse of the game. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. All right, let me know what you guys think down there. That's my miserable Monday, by the way. I didn't mention it at the beginning. I was going to try to be tricky about it and act like it wasn't miserable Monday, but it really is. And that's my story, my sad story of why I lost the game, because it's not my fault. It's the autoloaders. Or something. That's all I've got. You guys have a fantastic rest of your week. See ya.